Where are we?
We're in Windeville.
Windville.
Yes. Your phone's gonna be going.
My wishy is a wishy. He wishes all the time. My wishy is a wish. He wishes all the time. Wishy, 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 wishy rhyme. Wishy is a wish. He wishes all the time. Wishy, wishy. Sorry. Couldn't contain myself. Wishy. Sometimes I get this feeling. It's kind of like I want to eat you alive.
Lake of Jacob's Lake.
Like of windiness, pure windy.
So windy.
It just blown the car doors into myself multiple times.
Yes.
So violent.
It's crazy. We don't even know how we're gonna cook, to be honest.
You know what it did? You wanna know what it did? This cook stove right here was completely closed, and somehow the wind lifted this whole top part up and like smacked it open. And what?
I don't even know. We're drinking Glen Canyon beers. Have a look at this.
This is an amber ale, which is pretty much our favorite type of beer in the universe.
It's what we like to drink.
It is what we like to drink, amongst other things.
What are we gonna eat now?
Potjiekos.
Potjiekos. It's a South African pot of deliciousness.
Oh my god. Best spices. It's the most unique smell in the world, and it's the most delicious thing, and it simmers till the chicken falls off the bone.
And there's many, many ways to make a potjie, and we're just going to do it my way today.
His way.
Yes.
Or the highway.
I grew up in a very Indian little town called Midrand in South Africa, so I like to add some Indian spices to my potjiekos.
We like spicy on spicy.
Of course we do. So yeah,
potjiekos we do. Of potjiekos we do. But
we've already had a Belgium ale, which was like 8.5%. So we're already having a real good time. And now we're going to have some amber ale from Glen Canyon Brewery and make food.
And have an even better time.
In the crazy wind. 25 knots today?
Yeah.
25 knots, yeah.
Let's just make it 58 knots.
Yeah.
Feels like it.
Hopefully the dead cat works on top of the camera.
Talking about the mic.
Yeah.
We love our cats.
Yes. We actually travel with 180 black cats everywhere we go.
We do.
Everywhere we go. It is a fact. You'll see. You'll see. Hey Google, what's 15 times 12?
The answer is 180.
180 cats we have on Cat Pillow.
Cat pillow.
180 cats. We love all our cats.
So, my potjie master, what is happening first?
First things first is the onion. You don't have to use a whole onion, and you don't have to use an onion as big as your head. You can use half an onion, but I like it very oniony, so I'm gonna put this whole thing in. We're gonna start with some olive oil, and we're going to cook this onion until it's glassy.
Glossy.
Yeah.
Not glassy, but glossy.
Yeah. When the onion is glassy, then we'll throw in the chicken. But that's what's happening right now. Onion peeled. Let's chop it up. Doesn't really matter how you cut the onions up, because by the time the potjie is done, they're going to be disintegrated. Now that they're getting nice and floppy, I'm gonna add some salt. Now the onions are nice and glassy, I'm gonna add the chicken. This is what I mean by glassy. Yeah, I add chicken still on the bone, but we only found filleted or filleted chicken. I like to use chicken thigh. And they go to get browned.
So what exactly does potjiekos mean?
Okay, so we call this Potjiekos in South Africa. It's an Afrikaans term. You have pot, which is pot, and then you have kos, which is food. So it's like pot food, Potjiekos. And usually you'd put a TJIE at the end of a word to make it sincere or cute. So a pot would become pot or potki, and that would make it like a cute pot or a sincere pot of food. And that's what Potjiekos means. Next, we're gonna cut up the garlic. Nah. One bay leaf, some cardamom pods, a star anise, a couple of cloves, and a handful of fennel. South Africans go crazy for coriander. Some might say the fork. And a little bit of curry powder. You guys can use normal curry powder. This is special. It's called mother-in-law spice. Durban curry. This is the good stuff. I brought back 2 bags when we went to South Africa.
Massive bags.
Yeah, so this is very, very special, but you can just use normal curry powder. You'll be sorted. See the nice red coming out there. Curry powder and the oil. That's what really does it. I think what some people get wrong with curry is they think that they need to add a whole lot, but you just need curry for the flavor. You don't necessarily need it for the burn. If you want it to burn, you can add chilies to it. But curry itself, you just need about a teaspoon and a half. A teaspoon to a teaspoon and a half. Here we go. Okay, well next we need to add some water. I like to just make sure that the water covers the chicken and everything that's in the pot already, because we're going to let the chicken boil for a while first. We do the chicken for about an hour, and then we do the vegetables for an hour after that. We're going to put the lid on and we're going to let that go for a little while. Maybe not an hour because we're making a very small pot, maybe about 40-45 minutes for this. Okay, so now we have the meat and the spices and the onion cooking. That's going to sit for a little bit, and in about 40-45 minutes time we'll throw in the other vegetables. Depending on the order, we'll start with potatoes because they take a little bit longer, and then we'll end with the Brussels sprouts because we love the Brussels sprouts to be a little bit crunchy.
And there's corn too.
Oh yes, corn is honestly done as soon as it's warm. What I wanted to talk about was we just drove on the most horrendous road that we've ever driven on today. The 89, yes. From the Glen Canyon south rim all the way up to Jacob's Lake.
Jacob's Lake, which actually isn't a lake, it's a community, but anyways.
Yes, we're in the forest again pretty much. We were down in the desert. We're gonna go visit it tomorrow. We drove past Glen Canyon and we drove past something called Cliff Dwellers, which we're gonna go and explore tomorrow. So that road was pretty brutal actually. So be careful when you come up that road in your car. Because
if your suspension is weak, don't do it. Yeah, and then with the high wind speed, kind of buffeting the car from side to side, you could feel it.
It's hardcore.
There weren't any trees where we were driving just now, but once we got into the forest, you could see it, the trees are just bent over with the force of the wind. It's been really crazy since like yesterday.
Yeah, that Cave Dwellers is actually very interesting to me. I mean, we just drove past and there was these crazy rock formations sticking out of the ground. And massive rocks just sticking by like this tiny part, and they would come up because it was so massive. It was just like sitting there in the sand. How's this wind? How's this wind now?
Yeah. Oh, all the dust is getting kicked up. It's pretty. We should probably close small space.
Yeah, the wind closed all the doors of small space.
Well, except the back one, then all the wind to blow in.
Oh, except it's bum.
Bum.
Yeah, the wind can't close its bum. It's got a very strong booty.
I would know.
Anyway, I need to check the potjie and check if it started boiling. But yeah, just wanted to say that the drive up was cool. It was about 4 hours from Southram up to Jacob's Lake.
And what elevation are we at? 7,000 feet?
Oh yeah, down there we were at 4,000, and now we're above 7,000 feet was the last we saw. So it was a very tall pass to come up, and yeah, a lot of elevation. We got this on a sweet simmer. Just a little simmer. Let it simmer in its own juices.
Simmer its own juices.
Yes. Oh yes. Next, we've got some golden potatoes. These go in next because I like them when they're nearly falling apart. This is how you chop them for potjie. 1, 2, that's it. 1, 2. Now we have potjie potatoes. Look at that. Look at that. Okay, it's carrot time. It's about 20 minutes later. Now we're going to start adding the rest of the vegetables.
The vegetables.
So, if you ever eat South African potjie and they have a secret ingredient, I'll let you know what the secret ingredient always is. Coca-Cola. So instead of adding more water, I'm going to put in, usually in a big potjie pot, which is a big cast iron pot, usually number 4. I put in a whole can of Coke, but because we have a tiny little pot here, and we're only making potjie for 2 of us, which is going to be too much anyway, I'm just going to add a half a can of Coke this time. There's your secret ingredient. The wind blew out the fire as expected. But in that time, I have cleaned the Brussels sprouts, and it's time for them to go in. And the next will be the corn. So Brussels sprouts in. Boop. Time for the corn. So I like to cut a piece of corn like this into 3 parts. So we'll have 6 pieces of corn in there all together. The corn goes in last mostly because it doesn't really need to cook. You can just suck up some of the juice. So our travel rice. I'm going to do 1 cup. We're going to wash it out first. This is our camelback inside that we use to shower, and we use to wash our hands and our plates, and we use to wash our rice too. Do you hear the gunshots?
Yeah.
Shooting buck.
Is that what you think they're doing?
They're shooting deer. There we go. Get all that white dust out of the rice. We're gonna wash it twice. Usually when we do rice, we've been doing it in a pan. We don't have a lid, so we usually have to do 3 bowls of water to 1 bowl of rice.
With a little bit of salt. I like to add a little oil to my rice.
I like yellow rice very much. Turmeric. Dinner is served. Sorry about the low light, but it takes a while to make Potjiekos. Here you go.